So, with that being said, let's see what we can learn today. All right. Flip my camera. And we're going right here. I just highlighted some. I haven't read the whole book, but again, this book came to mind to me this week. And so I want to share. Here is chapter 1. It's talking about on fixing games and inside information. Here it says defensive back Dick Night Train Lane. Formerly, that's one hell of a name, isn't it? Formerly of the Detroit Lions and also a member of the Hall of Fame, told me that while he was a player, he was once approached by Donald Dawson, the Detroit gambler, who was later linked in a federal probe with Len Dawson, who was no relation. Recalling the incident, which he did not report to the NFL, Lane says Don told me quarterbacks do a lot of betting themselves. Did you know that? I said, laughing. Get out of here. He said, you know it can be done, Night Train. You're the only man between, speaking of quarterbacks, he's saying, you're the only man between the goal and a receiver. You can slip and fall and let the guy score. When I asked Lane whether Don Dawson was really suggesting that he throw a game, Lane replied that was clearly his impression. He added that he had known Dawson for years and worked for his cousin, a Detroit car dealer, during the off-season. Lane also said Dawson talked about the other players with whom he did business, a fact confirmed by agents for the FBI, the U.S. Strike Force against organized crime, and the IRS, among other federal agencies. That's interesting. I didn't catch that before. The U.S. Strike Force against organized crime. That's something I would like to look up and see what that's about. Interesting, right? Because there is a lot of crime going on within the United States. What type of investigations y'all doing over there? What that unit's doing over there, FBI? But let's read here. I got this quoted for some reason. Don Dawson admitted to me that he had made the statement to Lane, whom he described as a good friend of mine. Dawson said, I'm sure I said that to him. Not that I was trying to bribe him, but he was probably trying to feel me out too. Over the years, there were a lot of players I bet for, but they weren't necessarily doing any business, participating in a fix, but some of them were prepared to do it. They came to me. I was a wealthy guy. I had money. The players weren't making any money. The owners were making all the money. So at this time back then, obviously the players were not making the numbers that they're making today. But then you have to start, greed is a terrible thing. You have to start comparing to what is being made on that scale versus what people are making. So, yeah, it may be a lot of money to me or your average person, but on the scale of what everybody is making, what we seem to be a lot of money may not be a lot of money. And when people, have that mentality, certainly that can create an environment for crime. Let's see. That's a little interesting bit right there. So he goes to say that, like, you know how a quarterback, one player can throw a game. A quarterback, a kicker, uh, certainly refs, so forth, uh, can throw a game. But here he's taking it to where, like, players could be betting on these games as well through someone else. That's interesting, and that brings up the notion about college football. College football, the players are not getting paid, and so a lot of times some of these players, and they can't work, can't hold a job, and I don't even think I had a friend, collegiate athlete. I think that he could not hold a job, certainly not through the season. And so, you can have a big will to come up and approach these young men. So from what I hear now out in, I think it's California, that they passed a law, or I've heard they passed a law that allowed college athletes to be able to earn income, I think, off the promotions from using their name or whatever, their face or whatever that the school may do to gain money. And some of that certainly is probably to offset, you know, uh, the issues of throwing games. We don't know how much of that is going on today, right? We don't know. Nadine, peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you for coming. So let's look at some more quotes here. This is a very interesting topic. If you have a football fan, football lover, or just to know, that these games don't go to sleep, family. Um, Very well could be possibly influenced by money making decisions. Here it says here, the condition under which players may compromise are clear and present in the NFL today. Right? Our worst case will be an athlete who is strung out on drugs and has a line of credit with his dealer and can't pay the bill, says Welsh. Then he gets that knock on the door and says, "Hey, I told you I can't pay the bill." And then the dealer says, "Hey, I don't want your money, but now you're going to work for us." I wonder, Baker Mayfield, the Cleveland Browns, because it sure seemed like he throwing some games. No, let me stop. Let me stop at that. But yeah, I don't know, something going on Cleveland, man. Woo! It sure look like somebody throwing some games though over there. But here is, during the time, if a player has a drug habit, uh, it could be prescription, and this could go in other fields. A lot of times, I'm told, even in the whole entertainment industry, that's one way they control these athletes, or I mean, control entertainers, is they get them hooked on drugs, and when you get them hooked on drugs, uh, that handler holds that over them to use them up and you know manipulate and control their career. Unfortunately, who knows of Whitney Houston? That was the case with Whitney Houston, and so many more we could name, right? But even in this drug thing, I'm going to show you something from my family rattlers. You're going to be surprised of a little bit here. And this is dealing with our beloved brother, our famous beloved brother, Bob Hayes, the Olympian, the track star. If people don't know, he did play for the Dallas Cowboys at one time. And here it is. Let me go back here and lead it up. It says, a major West Coast booker agrees a lot of players have gotten involved in cocaine and are well over their heads. I think of Lawrence Taylor too. As much as $10,000 to $20,000 a month in cocaine. That's crazy. Even today, that's crazy. There is a very real danger if they can't pay their debt. They give information and do make some mistakes in a ball game so that the dealer can make a bet and even out. And that's a great opportunity for a bookmaker, too, to set up something for a cocaine dealer and find out information that way. Crazy, isn't it? But let's check this out. Here you see Bob Hayes, former FAMU. I didn't know this about him, but check this out. It says former Olympian gold medalist Bob Hayes, who was also a receiver for the Dallas Cowboys and pled guilty to setting up a cocaine deal after he retired from football. I did not know that. Now, I didn't say it's another way to put the leash on them sooner than later. You're right. You're right. And who knows, Nadia, is this could be going on starting even in high school or even college, because I have a family member who has a prospect. He's a prospect basketball player. There, the schools are already courting him. Already, he ain't even got in high school yet. So it's crazy how deep this goes. But anyway, former Olympian gold medalist Bob Hayes. There we go. Let me get back. It says it goes a lot further than just saying no to drugs. And the NFL has been unrealistic about that because they treat drug abuse as a problem, not a disease. The use of drugs is a disease. And when you have a disease, you are a sick person and you need to get well. Until then, people are going to try to take advantage of you. Words of Bob Hayes. And this is written back in the late 80s, early 90s. So as you know, today they really see drug addiction as a disease, but depending on the color of your skin, they may see it as disease, but they're going to lock your behind up too at the same time on some people. Or since you get it to a level where the major population is doing a certain drugs, they just legalize it, right? That's a whole nother subject, but restorative justice is definitely needed. But let's read this comment here. Aaron Kahn, the former executive director of the Metropolitan Crime Commission of New Orleans, told me they, meaning the NFL owners, have a tendency to employ a security people, former FBI agents. I thought that was interesting. Let me even mark that. Because family, that's big. Right? FBI agents and other people of confidence who do not who do competent, investigations and do accumulative adverse information. Meaning, he talking about Secret Service, family. But at the policy making level, the decisions are not made consistent with the fact finding. So many times, you got FBI agents working inside the NFL systems. And the writer is saying, I guess, that many times the NFL, before something catch wind to the public, the NFL have already made many steps ahead to do adversement. I think of the situation with try to turn my camera, y'all. I think of the situation with Jay-Z and Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? Look how the NFL manipulated that whole situation. They did a white supremacist political move where you get a brother, use his face, use his fan base to divert the whole focus of what the narrative was in the first place. So that's very interesting that, okay, so the NFL, according to our author, they have a lot of inside FBI, Secret Service, investigator and agents working on their behalf. All right. So that's interesting about Bob Hayes, who seemed like he may have some handlers through the NFL and his drug addiction. I wonder that about Lawrence Taylor as well. But here, I got some points here, woe and woe. So let me see where I wrote this. It says here, one top NFL official says, we've had owners that have supposedly been friends or associates or mobsters. And when we look into it, they had dinner in a restaurant, maybe 4 or 5 times in a year. Nevertheless, the NFL did nothing about these owners who socialized with the underworld figures. Crazy, right? Another NFL insider says that many investigations of NFL owners have ended up in a black hole. Look how they use the word black. It's a negative tone. Side note. And were never forced, and were never disclosed. To me, he says, NFL security is a special police force that monitors the players but protects the owners. Whoa. Let's read that again. So I'm taking notes along with this. To me, he says, NFL security is a special police force that monitors the players but protects the owners. But that makes sense. That's logical. It's one thing to monitor the activities of the players because they come and go. It's quite another to monitor the activities of the owners. They seem to last forever. Wow. Right? That's another sign of a monopoly. And antitrust law, family. Right? So Patrick Haley, former executive director of the Chicago Crime Commission, told me if the NFL tries to give you the public Kiwanis Club talk, we have very little gambling. We have very little drugs. We have everything under control. We have FBI agents working for us. And whenever any rumor comes out, they pounce on it. They discover it. They investigated. Actually, the whole thing is really just a witch tale. Wow. Here to let you know that they have FBI agents. Here it says here, former Senate investigator Phil Manuel, another critic of the NFL security system, told me the oldest trick in the world is to hire old Justice Department officials and then make them understand that the security they are to protect is the security of the NFL owners. Jay-Z, what's up? Who are you protecting? Who are you protecting, Jay-Z? That's deep. That's deep. And really, hey, if I was an NFL owner, that'd be my priority as well. You know, you look out for me first. I mean, it is what it is. But at some point, family, I think that as we begin to try to learn how to organize our dollar, you know, and understand that we don't have to submit to the NFL or any football league, you know, that we could create our own leagues, then, you know, some of these things we can remedy ourselves. Feel me? D Calico, what it is, fam? You finally on here. You want to jump on? Let me see. Let me see if D Calico come on. Got a couple minutes. But yeah, it's just that. We talk about possible corruption or organized crime, this book here. Interference. But if you could get this, I don't know if it's still in print, but like I say, I came across it, I think at a thrift store or something like that. Sometimes you'd be surprised what you find in these thrift stores. So what y'all think, family? What y'all think, about organized crime specifically in the NFL? Do you think it exists today? Is it going on today? Anywhere money can be made, anytime you're betting on betting is going on, I would say yes. I've seen some crazy things in some games in the NFL, and you sit back and say, I'm not even a coach, and I wouldn't have called. I know not to call that play. So it's something to just look into. So I don't have much this Wednesday, but I just wanted to kind of get that out, get people talking about it, get people thinking about it as you watch this season, the football games, and as you go out, whatever level, high school, even junior, even school grade, or even up to the college and pros, that you don't have a closed eye, that you could actually be witnessing a game right before you that has been influenced by organized crime. So keep that in mind. And so if you bet on a game, don't put too much in it. All right. Peace and love. I guess D Calico busy, can't come on. Peace to you, brother. Peace to Nadine. And again, hopefully I said your name right. Again, please go to my website, smarshallwill.com. Sign up. Put your email in there. Follow me over there. I got some music coming. I got some more talks coming. And pretty soon, hopefully, I'm planning to try to do a road trip where I'm going to do a documentary on, I'm not going to reveal yet, but it's going to be a documentary I've been wanting to do for a little minute. And so maybe doing that around the Thanksgiving holiday. So we'll so-called let's say, be thankful season around that time. And, we'll see what it do. But stay in tune. Love y'all much. Have a great, wonderful Wednesday. Peace and love. I see y'all in the wind on next Wednesday.